Well guys, welcome to my Q&A that I was supposed to be doing. I've been supposed to be doing this for a while actually. I don't really know what to say here, other than, once again, a massive thank you to you guys. 700 subscribers is sort of amazing really. The fact that the size of basically a small village is now following me on YouTube. And in fact, scratch a small village, more like a small town in England now. The fact that that's actually now a thing is just simply incredible. I still try to actually fathom the fact that I now have like over 700 people following me, and it's just it's really interesting, I think, actually. And like I say, you can probably tell I don't do these things very often, and I'm not very good at actually saying thank you and stuff like that, but I am struggling to find the words at the moment, so I just want to say thank you so much to you guys. Seriously, my heart goes out to you. That's why I'm doing this thing on camera today. And to sort of say thank you, I'm going to be answering some of your questions that I asked for in my channel update video, which I uploaded on Sunday, if I'm to be believed. Also, you'll get a little bit of a treat at the end, because in the process of filming this video, I have actually found something rather special, which I'll reveal at the end. So let's get on to the questions now. Okay, so the first question is from... I've got to get his name right, because he says in the comment, try to pronounce his name correctly. This comes from Emil Bjornstrom. Bjornstrom. This comes from Emil. He says, when did you start with YouTube, and did you like the Space Shuttle mod for 1.0.4? Firstly, there's a Space Shuttle mod for 1.0.4? I had no idea. I literally had no idea. If you're watching this, Emil, could you please put a link to the mod in the description, and I'll check it out, because that sounds like a pretty good mod. I did like the Space Shuttle mod prior to 1.0.4. I think it was for 0.90 and 0.25. I'm not too sure. It was basically like a shuttle starter kit almost, I guess. I did like that quite a lot. With regards to actually starting with YouTube, I started back in 2012. And basically, I did it because I was with a gaming channel I did with a couple of friends before. I was basically kicked out of that because I had a falling out with my friends. And so I thought, as sort of like a spite, to get together with a group of other friends and start up Rabid Viper. And that's what I did. We were very unsuccessful and very amateurish for like our first 2 years. Those of you who have been subscribed since perhaps, I don't know, September 2013 will probably remember that I used to film using my digital camera. I used to film a screen. It wasn't even this sort of quality camera that I have now. It was literally a point and shoot thing, little box that I used to use, and the audio was terrible. And we used to get quite a lot of dislikes, and to be honest, I don't blame people disliking looking back now, because those videos were awful. I think there are a couple of the videos that are still available on the channel that I made back then with a couple of my friends. Sort of things like the Orgasm Noise remix, I didn't make that. That was me making the noise. That came from a Minecraft Let's Play that I did with my friend on the Xbox 360. I basically found some loot in a chest and stuff like that and made a really strange noise. And so my friend decided to remix it and upload it onto the channel. Both of those guys have now quit doing YouTube with me now, so it's just me. But that does mean I get to make content that I want to make, so Kerbal Space Program GTA 5. Kind of an odd concoction if you think about it, but I am planning to do GTA 5 as more of an educational thing when I do eventually get my capture card, which is going to be at some point once I get back off holiday, whenever that might be. Yeah. This does sort of tie into what I'm going to be showing at the end of the video though, which is the video that I did for 10 subscribers. That's right, 10 subscribers. That was after a year of doing YouTube, I got 10 subscribers. At the time I was in Cologne in Germany. You may know that city because it's the host of Gamescom. At that time I was sort of like 13 years old, and Gangnam Style was just starting to take off, and me and my friends thought it might be a good idea to do Gangnam Style in our hotel room in a onesie. The quality is very shitty, so that's what I'm going to be showing. I'll recap at the end. So yeah, to answer your question, I started with YouTube in 2012, aged about 13, and I've basically been doing it ever since. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for that question. Okay, so this next question comes in from Jack Graham. He says, have you ever played TF2 or any of the Half-Life games? Or if you can't answer that, would you add a star discovery system to KSP along with interstellar travel? Like put a telescope at faraway orbits, scan, send back data, check to see if the star has planets. Now, for the latter half of that idea, yes, that is a definite thing. I think a similar thing for actual planetary exploration, though, rather than actual distant stars, is being added into KSP 1.1. Some of the first details have been announced at the moment, and I will be covering those at length in the KSP News Show on Sunday, so do stay tuned for that. As for your first question, though, have you ever played TF2 or any of the Half-Life games? I haven't actually played Half-Life 1 or 2. I tried downloading TF2, but for some reason Steam wouldn't actually let me install it, probably because I was shutting my computer down and all that sort of stuff, trying to install it, but it just didn't like it for whatever reason. I have, however, installed, and do still have installed, Garry's Mod on my computer. I have no idea how to play Garry's Mod. I've got about an hour in the game total at the moment, and yeah, I have no idea. If anyone does want to play Garry's Mod with me, then do say in the comments down below, because I am a complete noob at it. I need teaching, because I followed tutorials and stuff. I'm gone. I just can't. I can't fathom it whatsoever. So if any of you guys would like to help me out with that sort of thing, then do say in the comments down below, I guess. And maybe I'll be able to find some time when I'm not busy, so I can actually sit down and actually learn Garry's Mod proper. So yeah, that's an answer to the question. No, I haven't played Half-Life 1 or 2 or TF2, but I have played Garry's Mod, so that's kind of the same thing in a sense, sort of. Okay, so this next question comes in from Berend. Is that how you pronounce your name, Bevan? Berend's question is, what do you want to give up to make YouTube videos? For example, never watch TV again, or always hear the song Timber? Well, the latter half definitely does seem like hell. I mean, I'm not a fan of Pitbull by any means, but yeah, that's my idea of hell. I don't actually watch TV all that much at the moment anyway. The closest I actually get to watching TV proper is watching Strike Back Legacy on Catch Up on Sky, and NASA TV, which is basically a webcast, because we can't really get that in Britain. Yeah. I don't know. What would I put myself to... What would I give up to make YouTube videos? My life? No, I'm not... I wouldn't give up my life, so to speak. I think probably my answer to that would probably be probably giving up the enjoyment, because obviously the more videos you make, this is why I try to keep my channel to 2 to 3 videos a week, because the more videos you actually make in doing YouTube, yeah, sure, you become larger, but the enjoyment factor of it, the enjoyment factor of just keeping on making videos does diminish over time. And so, yeah, if I was going to give up one thing to keep making YouTube videos, it probably would be my enjoyment, because I do this as a hobby. And yeah, that's why, like I say, that's why I like to keep this channel for anywhere between like 2 and 3 videos a week, sometimes even 1. Because when I don't feel motivated to make videos, I don't want to make videos. I don't want to bring you guys half-assed content, and I want to keep improving my content to keep you guys informed and refreshed, and keep you guys coming back and watching this, because at the end of the day, you guys are my audience, and you guys are what keeps this channel turning, as I've said before. And yeah. That's kind of a deep question, actually. Thank you, Barin. That is a good question. Okay, so this next question I have kind of already answered in the comments section down below. I should probably put a disclaimer before I actually start this question, that I'm not a physicist by any means. I am what I like to regard myself as sort of like an armchair physicist. That I enjoy physics and I like astronomy and all that sort of things, but in the real world, in all sense and purposes, I am nowhere near intelligent enough to actually be a physicist or an astronomer or anything like that sort of thing. I'm not doing anything related to that at sixth form or in any future education whatsoever. So take my opinion with a grain of salt here, because I don't know if this is going to be 100% factual or not. But this is from Newbie Games. He says, I have a crazy idea. What if instead of the shielding astronauts from gamma radiation using heavy metals, we use an alternative current to match parallel the wavelengths to cancel the radiation out through energy dissipation. This would make manned planetary exploration a lot cheaper and lighter, and can also be built into NASA's prototype magnetic radiation shield. Now, in case you're already aware, the Earth has a magnetic field. That's why all compasses point north, and there is a north and south pole, as you probably already know. And what that does is protect the Earth from cosmic rays and radiation from the sun, from the solar wind, as it were. and basically stops us all from getting fried alive and getting all sorts of horrible cancers and stuff. And it basically allows life to, as it is here on Earth at the moment, to actually flourish and develop. What Newbie Games is actually implying here is if we did that sort of thing with actual spacecraft, rather than just, say, the planet on a smaller scale, should we say. Now, I'm not sure is the simple answer here, but this is what I can answer based on the best of my knowledge, and I have already put it in the comment section here. It would, in theory, it would make interplanetary travel a lot lighter and a lot easier. My only concern is how much power NASA would need to actually generate this, because obviously you're generating quite a large amount of electricity is needed to actually keep a field strong enough, as strong as the Earth's anyway, or at least strong for the proportion of the spacecraft. Quite a lot of electricity and power is needed to generate that magnetic field. So my biggest concern is, how would you generate that? Because the space station at the moment, I don't think the space station solar panels at the moment would actually generate enough power to do that. Even like radioisotope thermal electric generators, like New Horizons has and the Curiosity rover have, they probably won't produce as much power either, much power needed. You'd need an enormous amount of power. Like I say, this is just going off my base estimations. I could be completely wrong here, but that's my main concern. But if you are right, then that is definitely that's a legitimate concept, and I admire your forward thinking. Actually, I would never have thought of something like that. That is a very good idea. Very good, actually. I'm very impressed with you. Well done, Newbie Games. And if that power concern can be sorted out, then that is a very, very solid idea. So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much all the questions. If I didn't actually get round to answering your questions, chances are I probably have already answered them in the actual comment section of the video. If I haven't seen them, then do please let me know in the comments down below of this video, and I will get round to answering them there. So sorry if I haven't actually got your questions. YouTube comments can be a bit messed up sometimes, which means I probably can't see them on the screen that you can see here. So yeah, guys, all that remains for me to say is just thanks so much. Keep an eye out for KSP News this Sunday, because it is a good one this week. We have finally gotten some details with regards to 1.1's actual features and enhancements, and it's all awesome, and I'm sure you're going to like it. Very, very similar to actual Remote Tech Mod, some of the features that are coming, and I shall bring you more details on that on Sunday. But like I say, once again, it just remains for me to say a heartfelt thank you to all of you guys, because like I said, I've said this so many times before, but without you guys, this channel wouldn't be where it is today, and I just cannot thank you enough, really. I'm not very good at this sort of thing, like I said before. I'm terrible at saying thank you. It's all a little bit awkward for me. Sort of talking into a camera is still a little bit strange for me, but just thanks so much for your support, and hopefully by the end of the year we can get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be off the charts. Seriously, just completely off the charts. So yeah, guys, what I'm going to leave you with now is that video of me at 10 subscribers, aged I think about 13 or 14. I was very stupid, as you can probably tell. Apologies for the terrible quality. It was taken on like a 1 megapixel camera phone back in 2012. So without further ado, guys, I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for 700 subscribers. Here's to 800, here's to 900, here's to 1,000 and beyond. So until then, guys, my name is Bradders, and as always, peace out. Yeah, did it within the recording limit, I think.